Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing good. Today we are going to discuss linear sitting arrangement with the help of some examples. So before we move on to examples, let's understand some few basics which are related with linear arrangements. So very basic thing here is that if the direction has not been mentioned, that if it is being written that six people are sitting in a line and no direction has been mentioned, the default direction happens to be north. So if nothing has been written about the direction that they are facing, we will have to assume that they are facing north. Okay. And if the direction happens to be something else, like if it is south or east or west, that would be explicitly mentioned in the question. Now, when we talk about directions, the concept of left and right comes into the play. And this is very critical when we solve the line arrangements in single row or double row. So, whenever we have to plot north facing people, it does not pose much of a problem because our left and our right is going to be same as that of a north facing person. If we have a south facing person, then the left and right, they get exchanged. So what was right for a north facing person will become left for a south facing person, and vice versa. Similarly, for east and west, for an east facing person, if a person is facing east, the left would be to on the up on the copy and right would be down on the paper. And for a west facing person, left would be down on the paper and right movement would be up on the paper. I'm sure these are the few things that we have already discussed when we were doing the chapter on directions. So this is very similar to that. Couple of words that you need to keep in mind or you need to watch for, and because if you don't interpret them in the right sense, uh, you might get their meaning wrong and you might eventually get the entire arrangement wrong. So these initial few words like immediately next, just next, adjacent, besides, sitting together, they all indicate that two persons are sitting just next to each other or sitting side by side. All these five terms would mean there is no third person between these two person. So if I say A is sitting immediately next to B, A is sitting just next to B, A is sitting adjacent to B, A is sitting besides B, or A and B are sitting together. All of these rules out the possibility of the third person being in between A and B. So the arrangement could be A then followed by B, or B followed by A, because whenever I am reading these lines, it is still not clear to me who's to the left and who's to the right. But all I know for sure, there is no third person between them. When I say exactly between, if I have a line like C is exactly between A and B, this could have been interpreted in this way, or it could have been interpreted in this way. Also, when I say exactly between, it could also mean that C is the midway and there could be more people, like this. This could have been interpreted in this way also. So if in a question, if it is written that P is second to the left of Q. Now listen carefully. P is second to the left of Q. So first we will place Q. P is the second person in the left of Q. So we will place some people here. The first person to the left of Q is not P. The second person to the left of Q happens to be P. So whenever we see second to the left or second to the right, that means the person is sitting at a gap of one person. If I take another example, P is sitting third to the right of Q, then Q, there are definitely some people sitting to the right of Q. Third to the right would mean that there are two persons in between. Then P will come here. So you would see terms like this: second to the left, fourth to the right, or third to the left quite often when we are doing linear arrangement, and also for that matter circular arrangement questions. So let's get started with the first set, and this in this set the people are facing north. As we can see, the question mentions A, B, C, D, E and F are sitting in a row facing north. Fine. So if they are facing north, I know their left is towards this side and the right is towards this side. D is exactly between F and B. But when I read this line, I have no clarity as to who is towards the left of D and who is towards the right of D. And this leads me to the two possibilities. So these are the two possible scenarios that can happen when I read this line. D is exactly between F and B. E is fourth to the right of B. E is fourth to the right of B. When I place this information in this data, and I say E is fourth to the right of B, so this is how this will be placed in the data. And now when I look at it, I see in this arrangement I will have to place 7 persons, whereas here I am only having 6 persons. So this possibility is wrong. We will drop this possibility then and there and we'll work on the other possibility. E is 4 to the right of B, that means E comes here. F is exactly between D and C. So I can have C here. And there are 3 persons between C and A. So A can come here. So our arrangement looks like, when we are moving from left to right, A, B, D, F, C, E. I hope now it is clear to you how to place the data. Looking at the second set, here we have people who are facing towards south. So we have 5 friends: Alok, Jayesh, Bharat, Subodh and Pramod. They're standing in a row facing south. Now starting data, where we can start off. Now if they are facing south, the left should be towards this side and the right should be towards this side. Jayesh is to the immediate right of Alok. So I will first place Alok because this is a definite data. So anywhere I will place Alok, and Jayesh is to the immediate right of Alok. Now I have to take care that Alok is a south facing person. His right should be towards this side, and just next to Alok we have Jayesh, because it is being written he is to the immediate right of Alok. Point number 3 or data number 3 cannot be used right now, that Pramod is between Bhagat and Subodh. We'll look further. Subodh is between Jayesh and Pramod. Now I know where is Jayesh. I know Subodh is between Jayesh and Pramod. Now this data can be used. Pramod is between Bhagat and Subodh. That leads me that Bhagat is here. So this is how the arrangement looks like. They're all facing south, and if we are reading from right to left, Bhagat, Pramod, Subodh, Jayesh and Alok. That's how the arrangement should look like. Moving on to third set. Now in this set, there are 7 people sitting on a wall and they are facing east. So when they are facing east, the left would be up and right would be down. Now, how to begin the arrangement of question? C is on the immediate right of D, not a definite data. B is at an extreme end and has E as his neighbor. So this gives me two possibilities that either B is here or B is here and has E as his neighbor. So that means right after B, either I should have E here or I should have E here. These are the two possibilities right now. G is between E and F. We'll just take a look at that. Now D is sitting third from the south end. That is a definite data. This is definite data that D is sitting third from the south end. Now if I am taking B and E towards the south end, I will not be able to place this. So I will rule out this possibility and I'll consider B to be on the north end, then E. So there should be two more positions here because D is third from the south end. G is between E and F. So this position should go to G. This should be F. C is on the immediate right of D. Now if this is D, his immediate right is down. So C should be here. And lastly, the southernmost position should go to A. So the arrangement from north to south should look like B, E, G, F, D, C, A. And since these people were facing east direction, our diagram or the arrangement should have been drawn on a vertical line, not on a horizontal line. Let's have a look at one more set. Now here it's a line arrangement with some additional data. So I'll read it for you. There are 8 people: Aditya, Sahil, Anaya, Anshika, Ankur, Tia, Rohit and Kavya. They are sitting in a straight line facing north. Now they all have different ages which are being mentioned here: 13, 18, 20, 23, 29, 32, 39, 49. But just take care, it has been mentioned that they are not necessarily in the same order. Aditya is sitting third to the right of the one who is 23-year-old. Okay, not a definite data. Anshika and the one who is 23 years old are sitting together. There is one person sitting between Kavya and the one whose age is 49 years. Difference between ages of Ankur and Kavya is 5 years. So this is the all data being given here. So here we have to make the sitting arrangement as well, and also we have to find out their ages. So now the ages here are, let me write it here because there is some data which we can derive on the basis of ages. Now when I read this line, Ananya is 9 years older than Sahil. So the difference of 9 years is between two sets. It's between 20 and 29 and 23 and 32. At the same time, Aditya is 12 years younger than Ananya. So Ananya's age should be such that I have one age 9 years lesser than that particular number and another age 12 years lesser than that number. When I mix this up, I can see that if Ananya is 32, in that case Sahil will be 23 and Aditya would be 20. I will get a gap of 9 years between Sahil and Ananya and a gap of 12 years between Aditya and Ananya. Now, there's one more point being mentioned here. Difference between the ages of Ankur and Kavya is 5 years. Now, there's only one pair left where we can see difference of 5 years, that is 13 and 18. And additionally, what has been given to us, Kavya is not 13-year-old. That means Kavya is 18 years old and Ankur is 13 years old. So far we have figured out ages of 5 people. Now let's start placing them in the linear manner. Starting from the point, Aditya is sitting third to the right of the one who is 23-year-old. Now we know 23-year-old is Sahil. And Aditya is third to the right. Aditya is 20 years old. So this data has been placed. Anshika and the one who is 23-year-old are sitting together. Now that leads me to two possibilities. Either Anshika is here or Anshika is here. Because it's not being mentioned in the question whether she is towards the left of Sahil or whether she is towards the right of Sahil. Aditya is sitting in the middle of Anshika and Rohit. So if I consider Anshika at this place and Aditya is sitting in middle of Anshika and Rohit, that means I will require 9 persons to make this happen. Whereas in this question, we have been given only 8 persons. So this possibility might not go further. When I consider Anshika here and I want to confirm this data that Aditya is sitting in the middle of Anshika and Rohit. So if I place Anshika here and Aditya happens to be in the middle of Anshika and Rohit, Rohit would come here. Now, the one who is 10 years older than Anshika is sitting third to the right of Anshika. If Anshika is here, third to the right of hers is this position, and this person is 10 years older than Anshika. Now that leaves us with two possibilities. If Anshika is 29, then this person is 39, or if Anshika is 39, then this person is 49. So for sure I can say that at this place I cannot have Ananya. So I will have to place Ananya here for the two reasons that Rohit and Ananya are sitting together. One of them is sitting at the extreme end of the line. So that means Ananya is at the extreme end of the line and her age is 32. Now one person is sitting between Kavya and the one whose age is 49 years. Now 49 years person can come here, and if I place Kavya here, I am justifying this piece of information. Kavya is coming with an age of 18. Now if this is 49, this person should have the age of 39. That means Anshika is 39-year-old. And we know Ankur has age 13. So I cannot place Ankur in between Aditya and Rohit. So the person who's left and whose age would be 49 is Tia. We can deduce a lot of information even without placing the data, as we have done here with the ages. So both of these process, that the arranging them in a linear manner and also finding out the additional data or arranging it, has to go simultaneously and they complement each other. We will take couple of more examples in the next session. So in the next session, we will be doing linear arrangements in two row. Then we'll be doing linear arrangements with some more additional data. And we would be also doing linear arrangement with blood relations. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.